What's good, people? And we are live. It's your man DL Saint with you on another Monday. What's up? How y'all feeling? Hope you had a good weekend. Happy belated Mother's Day to all you moms out there, putting it down, making it happen. Um, yes, we would be nowhere without you. Moms are absolutely the greatest. Dads are cool, but moms are the greatest. We all know how that is. Dads have their role. Um, so what's up, man? How y'all feeling? Uh, I am chilling. Monday is an early out day for school, and I'd pick my daughter up an hour early here. I don't. They never had that when I was in school, but one day a week they all get out early, and this is the day. Only a few more weeks left in the school year. I think I'm more excited about the summer coming up than my daughter is. It's hilarious, but y'all know what it is. Thanks for being here. Good to see y'all. So yeah, we're gonna talk about simping, right? We're gonna talk about life in the era of the simp. What's going on with that? And the reason we're gonna do this is because I was out and about over the weekend, as I always am. I'm out. I like to people watch. You know what I mean? I hit up the spots. I'll go to some bars. Like life here in Tampa is different. I guess Tampa's a mid-sized city, not too big, not too small, right? It's like in the Goldilocks zone of cities as far as the nightlife and all that's concerned. Um, great sport franchises. They got a great hockey team with the what are they? The Lightning, the Bolts, Tampa Bay Lightning. Of course, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, uh, and then there's the baseball team here. I think they are, yeah, the Devil Rays. I think that's who they are. Not a big baseball guy. Uh, Football is cool, but I'm a Bengals fan from Cincinnati. Who they? That's right. That's right. Everybody on notice. Y'all got to come see us. How about them Bengals? Um, so I'm not a Tampa Bay guy, but they do have the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm sorry. Love him or hate him, Tom Brady is the GOAT, and he's still going. Looks like he's gonna do one more season. So that'd be kind of cool. I would like to see Tampa Bay go all the way to the Super Bowl and then lose to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. And you know what I'm saying? Because that's how we rock. I would love to see that. So, yeah, man, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about a little bit about the dating world. We're gonna talk a little bit about this whole simp thing, the simp culture. Um, I got a couple bullet points. I just wanted to jump on to do something a little quick because I'm always trying to support my people out there. Shout out to Suzette Speaks. She's gonna be on tonight talking about male domestic violence perpetrated against men. I'm gonna definitely check that out to see what's going on over there. And of course, as always, shout out to my people, Fresh and Fit, and the whole Fresh and Fit fam. Shout out to y'all. Y'all know y'all my people, my dudes, my fam. Like, hopefully some of our folks will jump in here today. And on their side of the world, today is Money Monday, so they're always breaking down some good financial stuff over there on Mondays. And of course, there's always the after hours tonight. They'll have a bunch of women on who are definitely used to the whole simping culture because they benefit from that. I ain't mad at them. You know what I mean? Game peep game. But before I get started on all that, I got one eye on the stock market, man. What the Fed is doing, trying to combat inflation, and what's going on with S&P 500 down 132 points today. It's at 3,991.24. The Dow 30 is down 653 points. It's like almost 2%. And it's at 32,245.70. And the NASDAQ down 521 points, and it's down to 11,623.25. They got the Russell 2000, and it looks like crude is down. Crude oil, I don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's that sweet crude or whatever crude, but it's at $102, I think, at 35 cents a barrel, if I'm reading that correctly. Looks like it's down 6.76%. So it's rough. It's rough out there. I'm not a big guy and an investor guy. Like any investment, any success I have gotten from that world, I've gotten through my former employers, through the government. I'm a government employee, retired. So I got all that through TSP, or that's a thrift savings plan, which is like the 401k. And, it is what it is. It's pretty much on cruise control, but the market is down big right now. So the question is, where is the bottom? Don't know. If I knew that, I would be a very, very, very wealthy person. No one knows where the bottom is. So, but as they say, the people who do that, when there's blood in the streets, man, that's when you buy. So we're witnessing a sell-off, and at some point when things get under control, i.e. inflation, and when the housing market does whatever it's going to do, because as we all know, the housing market is definitely a bubble, and it's more so in certain places than others. And once that stabilizes, we'll probably see some sort of change. Also, crypto is taking a pounding as well. I want to say Bitcoin is down to about 32, 31, something like that, off its highs, which was around 60,000 a coin. Now it's down to about 30 something a coin. Still, if you bought into Bitcoin back in 2017 or 2018, you're killing it. I think 2018, 2019, one Bitcoin was like $5,000, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm not big into that space, but I was toying with the idea of buying 2 Bitcoins back between 2017 and 2019, before I had my legal issues with the family court, and they just started, cut me so deep. I've been bleeding ever since. But I was gonna do that. I remember Bitcoin being like 5,000. I want to say Ethereum was under 1,000 a coin. It might have been like 500 back then. I can't remember. Anyway, they both shot up, and a lot of people make a lot of money off of that. But now it's on the way down. So that's how it works, man. I want to say every 10 or 20 years, you see this in the stock market. You go back and look at the trends all the way back to the beginning, and you see those charts, and this is what it does. So yeah, that's what it is. Trey Son 11, what's good? People, what's good? Welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we're about to get into the good part. I just wanted to start off a little bit talking about what the stock market is doing, what the housing market is doing. It's an election where we're rolling into the midterm elections. You're going to hear me talking a lot about politics coming up between now and November. There's a lot going on with that, which I love. I love politics in America. It's so crazy. It's amazing what people think they know and what people really don't know about politics. So you'll definitely see me talking about that moving forward. Miss AKA Lady, what's good, love? How you doing? You know what I mean? Central Florida showing love. I appreciate you coming through. Hope you had a good weekend. Happy belated Mother's Day to you as well. But yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about simping. Let's talk about simping, man. And is there even a definition for that? Let me Google it and see what the definition is for that term. I got Google up. It'll just take me a second. I don't even know why I didn't think to do this in the beginning, to put it in my notes. Typing it in now. What is simping for a guy? And let's see what we Men's Health has something on it. Urban Dictionary. Let's see what the Urban Dictionary says. And simping, when you infatuate over women, allow them to take over your mind and cause you to do things for them that you wouldn't normally do. Friend, I'm gonna have to leave this game. I want to see what Annie is doing right now. And boys, you're simping, bro. I don't know how I feel about that particular definition. But it is what it is. That's Urban Dictionary. I think we all know, we all have our own ideas on what simping is. And for the purpose of this episode, we're going to go with Uncle Saint's version and definition of simping. What is a simp? A simp is a guy who would do absolutely anything and everything for a woman in the attempts of getting close to her for various reasons. And let's just keep it 100. He's trying to get the Foxy Brown. So he's trying to get sexual access to a particular woman, and he is willing to do anything and everything uh, to that goal, which normally means he gets put into the friend zone, which normally means he doesn't get what he's looking for, which normally means he spends a ton of time, money, and resources pursuing some woman who has absolutely no interest in him. Uh, let's say for as a potential suitor, right? As a potential mate. That's how I look at simping, and simping has kind of evolved into a strategy. It's the way dudes chase women, leading with their wallet, right? And this is something that's out there big time in the YouTube world, on the internet. There are all sorts of topics on this sort of thing as far as how men pursue women, male dating strategy, how women pursue men, female dating strategy, and they couldn't be more different. They couldn't be more different. So let's talk about that. So my first bullet point here, I have simping is bad for men and women. Uncle Saint, what do you mean by that? What do you mean is bad for men and women? We can see how it's bad for men, but how is it bad for women? Well, we have so many women now in the dating world, let's talk, we're just gonna be talking about America. But so many women in America who have these inflated ideals of where they are in the dating game, right? So it's most women have an inflated self value, like they think they are the top tier, you know what I mean? They the shit. There's no other way to put it. They think they the shit. Some of them are, most of them are. Right now, the inverse to that is most men, they have zero knowledge of their how should I say? Men have no value in themselves. They do not know their worth. Those are the words I was looking for. Men do not truly understand their worth. And moreover, they don't understand female dating strategy. They don't understand what women want from men in this arena, and women don't understand what men want in this arena. And it's just kind of this thing that's going on right now. So guys are trying to do anything they can just to get attention. And it kind of harkens back to that old saying, all's fair in love and war. So you got guys who go out there and they'll lie. There's guys that go out there lead with their wallet. There are guys that'll go out there and white knights, be that perfect gentleman. And all of them is for the same goal for the most part. You know what I mean? Big Mike, what's good, brother? Welcome and thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate your time, boy. That's one of my day ones, and he's also a day one on the Fresh and Fit world. I've been going through a lot of the archives, and I've been seeing you in there, brother, from the beginning. I'm surprised we haven't met. I can't wait till we meet. You know what I mean? So, shout out to you, bro. Thanks for being here. We're talking about the world of simping, right? So it's bad for women in that sense because they're running around here with this inflated sense of value because these guys are doing all this random stuff. And it's bad for men because once they realize it doesn't work, they get hurt, right? They get 100% but hurt. They run around here mad because they did what they did. They're not taking accountability for their own actions. So, and that was my second bullet point right there. Simping does not work. Fellas, if you're out there doing this, it does not work. Take it from Uncle Saint. I've seen it. Decades, y'all. Decades in the game. I'm not a young pup anymore. Right? I'm over half a century years old. Right? I hit the scene in the 80s, bro. That's when I became a man. I was a man in the late 80s, and I hit the scene then. And I've seen how it works over the decades. I've watched it change, just like the stock market. I've seen the ups and downs, right? I see it. I've seen it benefit men, and I've seen it benefit women. And it's crazy. let me tell you, what I'm seeing out here now, I've never seen before. The audacity of some of these women and men, right? The guys who are getting it, the top tier dudes, they know they top tier, bro. They are absolutely killing the game. And some of them spend a little bit of money. Most of them don't. They sit back. They play their cards just right because they know these women are coming after them. They have all the social proof. They have the money. Most of the guys stay in shape, right? They got connect after connect after connect. They out there doing big things. So when the regular dude realizes that simping doesn't work, he gets upset. He realizes that a lot of times, let's keep it real, good guy equals simp. And we all know good guys finish last. I didn't make that saying up. That's not a brand new saying. That's been going around forever. I've heard my mom and dad and them and their generation use this term. I've heard my grandma and them and their generation use that term. Good guys finish last. That was before the simping thing came around. They was losing. So you're going to go out there and be a good guy and you're going to dig in your pocket trying to get at it. And one of the biggest things I've noticed, the difference between what's going on in today's date market compared to where it was decades ago, is if a woman wasn't interested in you back in the day, she wouldn't accept a drink. You try to buy her a drink, she would say no because she knew what that meant. Right? Hello, love, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? You look lovely tonight. May I buy you a drink? I never did that back in the day because I didn't buy drinks. I was a knucklehead. But I saw some movies. That's what it looked like in the movies. And my thing is, women did not accept those drinks unless they were interested in you. Real talk. That's how it was. The mid to late 80s into the 90s. That's how it was. If you went and you asked a woman for a drink, she took that drink because she was interested in you. Back then, we had to dance with each other. They don't really do that anymore. Like women dance with women, dudes be dancing at dudes. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand. Right? I don't get it. But back then, you go up, you know what I mean? Especially like in our community, in the black community, you go up, you know, and what's good, love? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you like to dance? And again, if she was into you, she'll get out there and dance with you. If she wasn't into you, she would say no. All that was tied together. Now, if you had game, you know, your mission as a man was to try to convince her that maybe she want to give you a chance. And when we was kids in elementary school, that's what we used to say to, you know, you go up to some little girl that you like, you know what I mean? Now, this is after the notes and all that. Like, do you like me? Check the box. Nah, when you actually see him, you go up to him like, hey, what's up, Slim? Can I get a chance? Can I get a chance? That's how we used to pop game in the Midwest. Can I get a chance? What's up, Slim? Right? And that was our job as young men, is to figure out how we can get that young girl to give us a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to prove that I'm a real dude. A chance to prove that you want to spend time with me. Can I get a chance? Not anymore. They doing it a little bit different now. You know what I mean? So, and one last thing while I'm still thinking about, you know, the time machine thing back in the day, we had up-tempo music. We was dancing in that, but then the DJ would slow it down. So go back, you young folks, go back and watch House Party, right? Go back and watch them old school joints. DJ would slow it down. Now, a slow song? Yo, you can get her to dance with you on a slow drag. You know what I mean? The DJ up there playing to play another slow jam. This time make it sweet. You like the old school, the real R&B. You can get her out there to dance with you now. Now you know what you're dealing with, right? But again, if she wasn't into you, she would say no. And you can't, it wasn't the caveman days. You can't just drag her out there. Now, yeah, we had to have some game. Had to know how to approach it. Y'all don't do that no more. You youngins out there, y'all don't do that no more. Like they say, man, people don't dance no more. All they do is this. All they do is this. Trey, what's good? What you got to say here, Trey? Back in the day, I was simping out for a single mom. Found out she was still having sex with her ex-baby father. after she was bad mouthing him. Yeah, absolutely. Standard game, bro. Standard game. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that, bro. You don't want to simping. See, if you're gonna simp for a woman, all right, it is what it is, man. I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, and look, I'm not impervious to it. Yeah, Uncle Saint done went down that simping road. Absolutely. Was it ever successful for me? Never. Never, ever, 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 ever was I successful at simping. So I feel you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And thanks for the honesty, man. But that when you're dealing with a woman, pause. You dealing with a couple. They have a child. That means keeping it 100, she had that man's child. She feels a certain way about that man. And given an opportunity, she gonna keep rocking out with that man. It probably goes back to Alpha Fucks Beta Bucks. Shout out to Rollo Tomasi. She probably will. She's with dude because of the DNA. She's with dude because she's like that burning desire for him for whatever reason, right? He might be like a straight up Adonis, have all the genes that she wanted for her offspring, or he might have been like that dude in the street. You know what I'm saying? He might have had that reputation. He was the real bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Out there cranking, doing his thing, got that, you know what I mean, good with his hands. You know what I mean? Maybe had that pistol game going. Women love bad boys. And in today's age, this day and age, if a woman chooses to have a child, it's a choice. Even with what's going on with Roe v. Wade right now, it's still a choice. There's going to be a handful of states where you won't be able to exercise that option, but you can go. There's going to be a handful of states in America where you can, right? So it's a choice. If she chooses to have that child, that means she is acknowledging on some level that she wants to deal with that guy for at least the next 18 years and just keeping 100. That is a lifelong bond, right? Like I have my daughter, and I'm going to have to deal with her mom on some level as long as I'm alive, as long as my daughter is alive, which, you know, she's going to outlive me. You know what I mean? Like I say, I ain't a very religious person, but to any of the guys out there listening, please let my daughter outlive me, right? And I also have a son. Same thing. On some level, I'm going to have to deal with his mom for the rest of my life. And that's a tough one, but both those women decided, they chose to do what they did. They had a choice. It is what it is. And, you know, that's definitely another episode. When we start to get into that, we talk about the choice. We talk about accountability. We talk about how the system is set up. That's like a whole different conversation. Brother Mike, what's good? Now it's all screwed up thanks to the internet. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is definitely different thanks to the internet. That access when Brother Tate, when Andrew Tate was talking about some obscure country in Eastern Europe that I'd never heard of, Moldova or something like that. He ran up on some beautiful young woman, right, in one of the poorest countries on planet Earth, and she had Instagram. She had hundreds of thousands of followers, right? It's a brand new game. It's a brand new game, and y'all better get up on these rules. I'm talking to the men now. Y'all better get up on these rules quick, right? Or y'all gonna lose out big. And Brother Mike, Alpha C, Beta Need, absolutely. Alpha Fucks, Beta Bucks. Shout out to Rollo Tomasi. Pair bonding is real. Pair bonding is real. It's a thing, y'all. It is a thing, especially in a culture where the female has 100% authority over who gets born and who doesn't. 100%. 100% authority. Now, you know, we get into the accountability. That leads into another conversation. That leads into another episode. That would be definitely a fiery episode at that. But like I said, good guys, man. Good guys equal simps, and simps, you know, like good guys finish last. So do simps. Right? So do simps. For those guys out there who are, you know, you live in that lifestyle, that's your game, you leave with your wallet, and you really think that you got this woman with your wallet, you need to think about that for a moment. Think about it. I got her with my wallet. That's how I got her. So the next dude, he got a little bit more than you, he gonna be able to get her with his wallet. If she fell for you, she fell for your wallet. If that is her end all to be all, and it ain't safe, bro. Like that one rap song said, it ain't safe. It ain't safe. You ain't safe, man. She gone. She gonna come across somebody who she might come across Uncle Saint. I ain't got big bread like that, but boy, you couldn't tell from the lifestyle. I got enough. What did Andrew Tate say? Again, I quote Andrew Tate a lot because that brother has some profound words. There's not a lot, when you're talking about money, there's not a lot of difference between a guy who has $50,000 liquid in the bank and a guy who has $500,000 liquid in the bank, right? And there's not much difference between the guy that has $500,000 in the bank liquid and the guy who has $1 million in the bank liquid. There's not much difference, right? And you're dealing with chicks, you know what I mean? You're dealing with young women who are being courted by dudes that got bread, 100,000 and up. So to her, it doesn't matter. You know, like if she wants to go to Mr. Child's for dinner, you know what I mean, and drinks and a good time, and then go to Komodo. I'm using spots in Miami. You want to go to Mr. Child's and then go to Komodo for like to hang out in the drinks or whatever. That guy's gonna be able to afford that $1,500 dinner, that $2,000 dinner at Mr. Child's, no problem, depending on what she orders and what kind of drinks they have. And then he's gonna also be able to afford another grand $1,500 to get himself a little booth over at Komodo or whatever's going. Because I don't even know what they're getting for bottles over there. Because be honest with you, whenever I'm in there with fresh. You know what I'm saying? And dude plugged all the way in. I know we went to 11. We went to 11 once. The first time I went to 11, I bought a bottle. And it was like, and I was just grateful because they took care of everything when we was at the club. So we went to 11. I got the bottle there, and I think I spent $1,000 that night. It was an off night or whatever. It might have been $1,100. I don't think it was that much, to be honest with you. So a guy who can afford to do that, as far as the female is concerned, she good. She doesn't care if the guy has, $80,000 in the bank. Again, liquid money versus $100,000 versus $500,000 versus $8 million or $15 million. It's not much difference. It's zero difference from where she's sitting because she doesn't care. She wants the experience, right? Fresh talks about that all the time. Women want the experience. And if you're willing to give them that experience, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Needs Watches up in here. What's good, bro? Shout out to you, man. We did a show Sunday. I was on Needs Watches platform. Go check it out, man. Go over there, like and subscribe on his channel, man. If you have any questions about fine timepieces like your watch game or whatever, go over there and holler at him, man. Go look at his stuff, man, because he's put me on. He put me on. I got an Oris, Carl Bashir, because of him. A beautiful timepiece. It's absolutely my favorite watch. I'm not wearing it right now. I'm just running out to get my daughter. I have on my smartwatch, the Galaxy 3. Yeah, it's a Galaxy 3. But yeah, if I'm going out, I'm grabbing that watch, or I'm grabbing the Omega. But I wear the Carl Bashir more than I wear the Omega. Real talk. So shout out to you, brother. Thanks again. And that was a good time. So like evening, big up DL Saint. I really want to know podcast, having you as it was awesome having you as a guest, bro. The honor was all mine. You put me up on so much game. I still got my notes. Where did I put them? They're right here on the floor next to me. Still got my notes. He gave me notes on what watches to check out, and I'm looking at some different watches, man. Thanks to you, bro. So yeah, man, and brother Mike, yeah, awesome. So like Mike, for real, if you're ever thinking about getting some watches, man, check out his page. And I'm trying to put Needs up with trying to do a collab between him and RM Plug, him and Mike. That'll be I would love to see that collab. Hopefully we can make that happen on that watch game. Right? So back to the simping. Men, be careful of how you enter the game. Right? Like I said, I'm not going to sit here in front like I ain't never did it. I have absolutely simped. I recently did it. We're talking within the past 24 months. I did it. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe just a hair longer than that. But definitely within the past 3 years, I did it. I did it hard. I did it hard. And they could sit back and say, well, there were reasons behind it. There was this, that, and the third. I'm just telling you what I did, man. I went all the way in, all the way in with my efforts. And like I said, it did not work. In fact, simping actually messed me up. Had I went in the way I always go in, had I gone in to be the bad boy, it would have went the way it was supposed to go. It would have went the way it was supposed to go. Why? Because women are more tuned in than men. They know what they dealing with up front. She knew what she wanted from me. She knew. But what she didn't count on was me getting the Google eyes, right? With me getting all simpy and start acting out, basically. You know what I mean? And she was appreciative of the things that I was doing. It went from being like, oh, that was thankful, oh, that was cute, to okay, that's enough, stop. And one of the things that I do when I look back on relationships that either they go well or they don't go well, I self-reflect and I review. Okay, what happened here? Is there anything I could have done to make this better? Did I miss some red flags? Did I give out some red flags? I always do that. It's kind of like game tape. You know what I'm saying? For anybody who plays sports, you know what I mean? Or as a comedian, whenever I perform, if I record it, I go back and listen. When I do YouTube videos, right? As soon as I make this video, before I go to bed tonight, I will be watching this video, right, downstairs in my living room, watching this video, checking out things like eye contact with the camera. I've been bad about that lately. So I'm like looking at my eye contact. You know what I mean? I'm when I'm interviewing people, you know, am I cutting them off? Am I letting them run too long? You got to do that with dating as well, people. You got to do that with dating as well. So yeah, I was definitely messed up. And shorty was a dime. That's all I mess with. That's all I mess with. Tens. That's it. That's all I deal with. So just so you know, my people saw her when I came out here. I was still living in LA. Came out here, my people saw her. It was like, boy, how the hell? That's right. That's how I get down. But I messed it up because I stepped outside of my own frame. I didn't maintain frame. Y'all hear that a lot, and that's what they're talking about. Knees watchers, you're absolutely right. They're looking for an experience. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I ain't mad at them. If you can't keep it up, on the next one. Let me see. If you can't keep it up, on to the next one. On to the next one. On to the next one. He ain't lying. Miss AK Lady, I'm so glad you're still with me. There is more to partnership than money, but if a man is intent on dealing with young, unestablished women, then the chances of getting a gold digger increases. That is a really good point. That is a really good point. And my only pushback to that, love, would be this. Most men are just looking for the intimacy, the access, the potential to maybe get to a point where they can get a shot at the Foxy Brown, right? And I think that's where simping stems from, right? But you're absolutely correct. And here's the thing. In this last episode, it wasn't a young one. She wasn't young. She was absolutely established, really good person. And I ain't gonna lie to you, like simping can mess you up on so many different levels. Like you could absolutely simp your way out of a good situation because women are going to adjust quickly and realize on some level that maybe you're not the guy I thought you were, and off they go. Off they go. Now, they might still be in touch with you. They still might text you. They still might call you. Still might have coffee with you or anything like that, but they're not going to be intimate with you, right? You got to understand that. They're going to be real standoffish. Right, they're gonna only put you in situations where it's, it's like it's not just you and her. It's like you and everybody else, right? It's gonna be you, her, the neighbors, the co-workers. You're in a dog park. Like you ain't never gonna have no. You know what I mean? She gonna meet you there. There ain't no pick me up in my house. None of that. You dig? So it's just one of those things. So I would definitely, when you guys are out here, coming up with your strategies, man, like think about what we're saying here. Brother Mike, I was a simp until I met Fresh and Fit and Darius M. After that, I refused to simp. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. It's tough. It is tough changing your ways like that because it will be such a drastic change. And if you've been doing that for a long time, it just makes it even harder For me, it was easy. It was easy for me to snap out of it. It only took a few instances, and finally, one day I just woke up and I was like, "What the hell am I doing?" Right, and then instantly, you take those again. You take the blue pill goggles off. You put your red pill goggles on, and was like, "Oh man, I messed this all the way up." And then of course you're gonna attempt to salvage it. You're gonna try. At least I did. I tried to salvage it. You know what I mean? Keeping it 100. I tried, but I knew it was a long shot. There was no way I was gonna be able to get that. You know what I'm saying? Not in the way that it went down. Now, there's always an opportunity down the road. You know what I mean? 6 months to years down the road, you never know, because women always remember the good. They always remember. So if they see you later down the road, especially now with social media, they see you killing it. You know what I'm saying? They see you out there with people making big things. That whole clout comes into play, all this other kind of stuff. Yeah, they'll double back now. They'll come back. And that's the bad side of the game for women. Never double back to your boy, DL Saint. You double back to me, it's going to be a movie. It's going to be an XXX movie, but a movie nonetheless. And needs washes. And yeah, I see the chat's getting at it. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. I love that interaction. And these watches, eventually you learn to only mess with women that already want you. Good point. Which of course means you have to level up yourself. Absolutely. That is key. You have to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Shout out to Fresh and Fit, Rollo Tomasi. Shout out to Entrepreneurs in Cars, Rich Cooper. Right? That's what they preach. That's what they preach. You have to know your worth. And it's one of the things that Myron Gang says all the time over there on the Fresh and Fit side of the world. Right? You are the prize, men. Just keeping it 100. If you do the work, if you hit the gym or you stay in shape, you eat right, right? If you got your money on point, you're working hard, you have multiple streams of income. You did. You got like pensions and all that. Shout out to these watches, people like me in these watches where you're in career fields that affords you pensions and stuff like that. So your future is set. You've put away money. Your retirement portfolio looks good. Your nest egg is good, right? And then you got your mindset right. You out there educating yourself, right? You're aligning yourself with like-minded people. You're open to bettering yourself. If you do all that, you're doing all these things, women come. Women come. And when they do come, you ready to deal with them. You feel me? So you put in the work, and you ain't even chasing chicks no more. When I go out, I ain't chasing nobody. I was out at the bar at a Rooftop Joint here in Tampa last Saturday night. Yeah, it was Saturday night. My family's out of town, and I was like, whatever. Let me go out here and just do a little something. Colonel Sanders was out and about that night. I didn't get a chance to catch up with him. Shout out to you, brother. We'll make it happen next time. For those on the Fresh and Fit side of the world, y'all know who I'm talking about. It's one of my people out here. So I go out by myself. I have always been that way, right? I look at my life as I'm not a pack kind of person. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with the pack, but I'm not a pack kind of person. Tell me where we're gonna be, I'll see you there, bro. I don't need you with me, right? I'm good on my own. I can handle myself. So, and I'm not knocking anybody who likes to go out in packs. That's just not my thing. I roll by myself. So I'm in the club, I'm by myself, I'm chilling, right? I'm dressed right. I got my little gear on or whatever. I'm wearing my Carl sheer, thanks to these watches. It was looking good. People checking it out. You know what I mean? I'm sipping on what I'm sipping on. And, women are coming in packs. They doing their thing. They chilling. I got there early. The night was young. Alcohol, the Chardonnays weren't flowing quite yet. I'm just sitting there chilling. You know what I mean? I'm keep it 100. I was the only black dude for the first 45 minutes. And then our people started filtering in just a little bit. But the places I hang, I never see more than a quarter of the people might be of color. And I'm talking about black, Latina, you know what I mean? Indian. A quarter of us might be other than Caucasian. It's normally lower than that. So I'm in those type places. And after the Chardonnay start flowing, people start coming up to me. They start coming up, and I'm not hollering at nobody. But if I'm in the bar, I'm at the bar, I'm chilling, I'm watching the game, minding my own business. It's like a more of a high end kind of joint, right? When women walk up to you, fellas, this is what they talk about being socially calibrated. If an attractive woman walks up next to you at the bar, and there are other spots at the bar for her to stand, but she's standing next to you, she's trying to get your attention, player. Trying to get you ain't got to go holler, holler. Like when I was young, I was out there like, yo, I was chasing them down. Come here, holler at me, holler at your boy. Now, I let them come to me. You know what I mean? That takes care of half the battle right there. I already know she want to talk. She wouldn't be standing right here if she didn't want to talk. Right? So y'all got to be socially calibrated, y'all. So anyway, they walking up, you know what I mean? Everybody drinking whatever, striking up conversations. Every woman who walked up to me was either married or in a long-term relationship. Every last one of them. And they all initiated conversation to an extent. Either they will brush up against me with their elbow and think, oh, sorry. You know what I mean? Or they'll turn to me and ask me some random question. Can you hand me that napkin over there? There you go. Here's your napkin. And boom, start talking. Right? Women slick with it. All of them married. All of them in long-term relationships. All of them want to holler. Right. So I got a lot of friends of mine who are like, man, how come you so dead set against marriage? I'm not dead set against marriage. I just don't like what can happen to you if you get married in the West. I don't like the idea that you can lose half your stuff. Right. That's the part I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm against it, but I also got to be 100 with you. Too many married women, too many women in long-term relationships have bagged me. I didn't bag them. They bagged me. Right? So just let that percolate in your mind for a little bit. They got at me. I'm not the one in there hunting. I'm the one being hunted. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. And when I'm down in Miami, when I'm with Fresh, I'm kicking it with Fresh. Dude does not holler at any woman. They all come up to him. I am not saying that because he's my friend. I'm not saying that because I'm a supporter of their platform. I'm just reporting to you what I saw in the trenches. They come at dude. And guess what? He don't even holler at most of them. He don't holler at most of them. He send them on their way. Let me get back to the chats. Brother Mike, say now I talk to a new chick every day thanks to you, dear. Hey, man, you need to. Just holler at them, man. Just say what's up. You got to get your numbers up, player. You got to. You have to numb yourself against rejection. It's going to happen. And the way you walk away from that rejection says more about you than anything. Especially if you're in a setting where there's more women watching. You walk up to a dime, and I always encourage people, start at the top. If you out there kicking it and you on a hunt, start at the top. Talk to the finest chicks in there. Talk to the finest woman there and work your way down. And when other women see the kind of courage that you have that it doesn't bother you getting shot down, you're still a gentleman about yours, right? That's only going to help you, bro. It's only going to help you, man. And Mike's like, I always go out solo. Yes, sir. I mean, that's just how I work it, man. And it keeps you safe. I'm by myself, man. I ain't looking for no drama, right? And I don't want to be with somebody who's going to get drunk and change into a different person. Now we in some drama, right? I can handle me. I can handle my situation. If I got to get out of a situation, I'll get out of it. But I don't want to have to get out of a situation that someone else put me in. You got to be careful about that, especially the way the laws are working now with law enforcement. They don't have as much leeway as they did once upon a time. Like police officers see you a cool dude and will let you go. Now they taking everybody, bro. Everybody going to hold that little plaque up. Everybody taking that picture like this here. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. You know what I mean? That's why I roll by myself. And like, I'm chilling in the back, sipping on the cool, calm, and chicks come up to me, and we are very similar. Yeah. I'm cool and calm. Yeah, sipping in the back. I'm cool and calm. And chicks coming up to me. That's how I roll, bro. And here's the thing, Mike, if we was somewhere, I see you up in there, cool. Show you some love, whatever. Chop it up for a bit. Now you know you got an ally in the house somewhere. So if you run up on a pack, you need a little help. All you got to do is give me a signal. I'm Johnny on the spot. And you know I'm going to come over and I'm going to handle that. I'm going to come over there and see what's going on. I see who's vibing on you. Like, okay, she looking for an excuse to get away from the pack, right? And I'm going to find the other cool one in the pack. I'm going to get on her so they can talk and they can break free the pack, and we off and running. And even if the one I get is a problem, at least I got you freed up to handle yours. And I do that. That's how you supposed to rock, dudes. There's so many dudes out there thirsty, simping, right? Getting butthurt because they couldn't get some chick because the chick they trying to get on want to holler at one of the dudes, and they messed the whole night up for everybody. That's not how it rolls, fellas. That's not how we did it back in the, like I said, the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. We did not rock like that, right? The mission was somebody's gonna get on. Hopefully we all get on, but somebody gonna get on, and that's a win for the team. But y'all guys are so selfish, man. Y'all selfish out there, bro. You know what I mean? He's like, I ain't hollering no more. That's so funny. Miss AK lady, in today's world, any stable, established, peaceful person is a prize. Too much confusion in the world. Peace is the ultimate goal. I hear you. I absolutely hear you. And on some levels, I agree with you. But we're talking about the dating marketplace, which is more of a battlefield, right? So if we're talking about in general society, I agree with you 100%, love, 100%. And you just simply have to sit down, have a conversation, and see who you're talking to, see who you're dealing with, and then you make your decision accordingly. I get that. We are all the prize. I get that. But we're talking about the battleground of the dating marketplace out there in the world, in the trenches. Men do not value themselves enough. And that's why we're having this conversation about simping. They don't give themselves enough credit. And they get out there and they get run over by some women who overvalue themselves. Right? So that's all we're talking about. I don't want to make this an argument between peace loving and good people and all that kind of stuff versus the nine. I don't want to get into that argument, but I definitely do want to point that out to you. I'm not talking about in general. I'm talking about in that space. Once you get out there, and people, I always say it, there's like, it's not a war. It's not about, it is too. It is too. It's not just a war. It's like World War I type of war. It's nasty. It's trenches, right? It's no man's land out there. It is bad. You got to go over the top. You come back missing limbs. So it is like that. Wonderful 34. What up, people? What's up to you? Welcome. Thanks for coming through. Miss AK, she's everybody's interacting in the chat. You know what I mean? Yeah, put your stuff in the trust. No one can touch it. Yeah, if you can, make sure you maintain that trust. Get yourself a good attorney. Make sure there's ironclad trust right there. For sure. Needs watches. Pro tip that a lot of guys don't know. The prettiest ladies can't stand when guys don't give them the typical attention they get. They got to find out what your deal is. Stay cool. Yeah. I mean, and the other thing too is you can't, this can't be faked. You can't fake it. If you out there, you got to mean it. You got to breathe it. You got to live it and breathe it every day. I'm not giving cheat codes here. I'm saying this is how you need to build yourself up. And this is where you need to try to be. If in fact, you're going to stay on that battlefield. If you're going to stay out there in them trenches, this is what you need to do. Right? This is what has served me well over the decades, well enough. And people are like, well, how well has it served you? You're single. Yeah, but I'm a man. It takes time to build up to be a man. It's taken me a long time to get where I need to be, to where a lot of women find me attractive, not just physically, but financially. Like I can provide that stability, right? I couldn't do that when I was in my 20s. Certainly couldn't do it when I was in my teens, but now I can. And that is what those guys like Myron with Fresh and Fit and with Entrepreneurs in Cars with Rich Cooper, and that's what they're talking about. They are talking about that sort of thing. You've done the work, you've built yourself up. You need to, puff your chest out a little bit. Now, I'm not saying treat people poorly or anything like that. I ain't saying none of that now. I'm just saying, you have to believe in yourself. Like that flag behind me. I don't know any paratroopers who aren't sure of themselves. You got to be sure of yourself when you're walking out of an aircraft while in flight. You got to be damn sure, right? So Fort Bragg, North Carolina is full of guys who are absolutely certain in their own capabilities and abilities, and their abilities and their capabilities. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Nothing negative here. So we've covered all that. So why do men simp? Why do they do it? And I put down five things. It's not a top five or whatever. It's just 5 reasons I think guys do it. And I'm going to run through that. So why do guys do it? First of all, simping is easy. Simping is easy. If you're a guy, you don't really have to put in no work like that, right? You're just running out there and it's just money, 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 money. Eventually, you're going to get a bite. Eventually, that's going to lead to some attention. It's going to lead to more dates, more money, 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 money. You're going to get some calls. You're going to have some interaction, which is great. Again, you're trying to get you a little bit of intimacy. You're trying to get some Foxy Brown, but it's money, 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 money. You wind up friend zone, still money, 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 money. She comes to you. She leans on you. She's getting everything she wants from a relationship without having to be intimate. And you're getting nothing, right? You're getting nothing, right? That's fine. Like if you want to be her friend, okay, that's fine. But you didn't go into that just to be her friend. Money, 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 money. It's easy. So I think that's the first thing. Number 2, the Disney fairy tale. Guys are simping because they're looking for their princess. They want to be the hero, and they want to save the woman from the dragon or whatever. It's part of that. I feel it. Been there, done that. I can't tell you how many times I've intervened between some girl and some dude, right? Trying to intervene on her behalf, and I don't even know her. Stupid. Right? It could lead to so many bad things. And you don't even know what's going on. We got people for that. They wear uniform and badges and they carry guns. Let the cops handle that. And it took me decades to stop. And it's still hard. But it's just like, But that's another reason, the Disney fairy tale. Right? It's the way of the gentleman. Number 3. It's the way of the gentleman. That's when you look at the days back in the day when men wore tuxedos to dinner. Every night, men wore suits. Men wanted to be gentlemen, right? So paying for dinner, paying for drinks, sending like bouquets of flowers to the job, sending candy, all those sorts of things, the romantic stuff, all that. You dig? All that. Part of being a gentleman, and we all strive to do that. I think you should be a gentleman. I think you should be. I really do. I think you should strive to be noble, but you have to do it wisely. You have to do it wisely. Sending 6 dozen, roses to some girl's job because you like her, it's not wise, bro. That's not wise. They should be happy she's getting that attention, but she's not gonna. She's not into you. She's not into you. If you're doing that, hoping maybe I'll get a little Foxy Brown, maybe I get a little extra attention, you probably won't, bro. She's probably not into you like that. But there goes the money. Again, money, 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 money. It seems to be easy. Miss AK lady, real people aren't naturally attracted to fake people. You got to know who you are, stand in it, and strengthen your weaknesses. But that all takes practice. Yeah, I think we're arguing the same side of the coin. I really do. I believe we're arguing the same side of the coin here. Like I said, back in the day, there were women who would not accept those advances. They wouldn't. Those women still exist today. They still exist. There are women out there who will tell you, don't do it. Stop. They'll tell you, don't do it. I'm not interested in you like that. They will tell you, you're just a friend. And they mean it. They're not like leaning on you. They'll tell you. There are women out there who will not give you their number. They're not on Instagram like that, right? If they are on Instagram, their Instagram is private, right? They're not, they won't do it. If they're not interested, they won't do it. But their numbers are dwindling. Those women are like unicorns. They are few and far between, right? But they do exist. You know what I'm saying? Needs watches. Simping used to be normal, and it used to work as well. Did it? I don't know, brother. Did it? Did it really work? I'm about to think on that, man. Give me an example, bro. If you're still on, give me an example. Did it really work? Or was the woman that the guy was simping for into him day one? And simping was just what he was doing, but she was already into him. You know what I mean? Because I'm talking about the guys who go into you name the club and see some girl who's sitting in there looking beautiful, and I'll buy you a bottle. Send a bottle over to her. I'm talking about that. You know what I mean? You ain't getting nowhere with that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the guy who rents a boat. He'll go rent a yacht trying to impress some girl, and she brings all of her friends. Some of them are guy friends. Guy friends. He on this yacht spending all his money with this chick. He can't even sit down next to her. She busy sitting on the lap of one of her guy friends. I'm talking about that kind of simping. You know what I mean? Miss AK. Oh, please don't kill off the gentleman. She's like, no, DL. And she's laughing like, no, I think you should be wise about it. I think that you should always be a gentleman. You should always be respectful, not just to women, but to everyone. You should treat people the way you want to be treated. That's the way my father raised me. But you should not allow people to take advantage of you. And that's what it really boils down to. You know, you're basically letting yourself get taken advantage of. And I ain't mad at the women. If you trying to throw money at her and she wants to take the money, I ain't mad at her. You know what I mean? But bro, don't get mad. Don't get mad when it doesn't work. You rented a yacht and let her bring on the dude she's smashing onto the yacht that you bought in hopes of, getting on, and she won't even twerk on you. That's an L, homie. That's a L. Like I said, me and Jay Swans weren't lying. When back in the day, back in the 90s, we went to the clubs. I wasn't buying drinks. I had girls get dudes to buy them a Hennessy, and the girls would bring it to me. And this ain't girls I knew. This is women I just met in the club that night. They thought it was funny. Yeah, we're going to get this simp over here to get young Saint over here drunk. Yo, I would walk out of there with no less than 5 drinks, right? Me and Jay Swans. I'm not in line to y'all, for real. So that's what it is. Needs to watch the 70s and 80s, I would say. All right, I mean, yes, I see where you're coming with that, brother. I see where you're coming with that. All right, I'll go ahead and agree. Right, but I don't think it was less simping and it was more societal norms. It was the norm to, ask someone out, put on a nice suit, show up with some flowers when you picked her up, right? And a lot of times those flowers was for the girl's mom. Like you would show up and you would give her mom the flowers as a sign of respect, right? And you might give her dad a cigar or something like that. You know what I mean? To show that you are a young man of means and you're respectful. And then, dad would tell you what time to have his daughter home by, and you would shake his hand and all that, and you would go off with the girl. So, but yeah, I think it was more of a societal thing. Things have definitely changed. Wonderful 34. Women who consider some men simps tell a lot about her paradigm. Yeah. Yeah. And again, I'm not mad at the women who benefit from this. Again, there are women out there who will tell you up front, you need to do this, down the third. You need to take me here. You need to buy me this. And I laugh at them. Like, nah, I don't care how fine you are, man. You better go on somewhere with that. You know what I mean? These watches, like you said, ladies back in that time generally wouldn't take those advances. That used to be the way you get the ladies' attention. Yeah. That was you peacocking right there. And if, she said no, she said no. Now you could, there was game for that. Like if you had long-term game and you had access to her, like either via school or through some other social events or whatever, through your social circle, yeah, it's a chance that now she knows you're interested on that Saturday night at the club or whatever. She wasn't really feeling you, but she kept watching you for the rest of the night. And again, the way that you disengaged from her, the way that you walked away, you didn't call her all out of her name. You ain't call her this, that, and the third. You ain't call her a 304. You ain't call her a thought. You ain't do any of that kind of stuff. You just you thanked her. Okay, love, thank you very much. Sorry to waste your time. And you went on about your business, and you went on because she was the finest chick in the spot. You went on and hit on the numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you walked out of there with number 5. She saw all that. So next time she see you a month from now, she bump into you in the park, she gonna be like, hey, like, yeah, what's happening? Right? 'Cause she already see like, man, there's something about this dude. He's pulling him. He's got to bring some sort of value. Shout out to Myron Gaines. Women do not mess with men that bring zero. Men have to bring something to the table. You have to. Your game might be what you bring to the table. You know what I mean? As a Midwest dude, we'll talk you right up out them draws. Midwest dudes had game, still do. Game. So that could be what you bring to the table. That could be enough. You know what I mean? But, you know, and then discovery always trumps disclosure. Like you in there, you looking the part, and they go outside, they see you some other time driving down the street in a nice European or something. Oh, man, who was that? Oh, yeah, that's DL Saint right there. Oh, man, that's the dude that hollered. He hollered at you in the club, girl. You ain't get his number? Oh, right. So now that pressure, she's like, oh, I missed out. Right? All these women want to get with him, and all these dudes want to be him. She gonna come see you. So like needs wouldn't take those advances if they weren't into you. Plus, the yacht culture and the accessibility for ladies is brand new in a way. Yeah, the yacht thing. I mean, well, the toys in the big cities have always been there. You know what I mean? The Lambo game, the Ferrari game, the Maybach game. You know what I mean? It's that the Cadillac game, depending on how far you go back. That's always been there. The boat game, the private jet game, yeah, that's new. That's new. But back in the day, it was your crib, right? If you had a tight spot, you lived in the right neighborhood, you had the tight spot, having barbecues and stuff like that. That was almost equivalent to the yacht game to a certain extent. You know what I mean? I know, like up in up there by the lakes, the Great Lakes and all that, up in Michigan and all that kind of stuff. People had boat parties back then. It wasn't big yachts though; it was just like regular boats. You know what I'm saying? But still, that was that was a come up. You had that. You had a boat. You had access to a boat. It was on. If your crib was tight, I can't tell you how many times we managed to get a chick back to the house. I keep saying chick. I want to say young woman. Get a young woman to come back to the crib, and she come into the crib clean, right? The core is on point. Yo, it's on. It is absolutely on. Like she come in there, she comfortable. She ain't going nowhere, bro. It's on. You ain't got. I used to sit them in the chair, the standalone chair, and I would sit on the sofa, make a drink or whatever, give her a drink. Man, before I put my drink down, she up under me. So it was that game. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. You gotta roll with the punches. You gotta adjust to the situation. Brother Ian, what's good? Welcome, man. Ladies don't want to stop, otherwise OnlyFans wouldn't exist. Yeah, OnlyFans, porn, strip clubs. I ain't mad at them. I am not mad at them. Trust me. If I could take pictures of my feet, right, and get $10,000 for those pics, guess what I'd be doing right now instead of talking to y'all about Simps? Click, 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 click. I'll be getting that bread. So I am not mad. So so number 4, why do men do it? If they have the money, I mean, well, you know, we talked about that. It's easy, whatever, but men have the money. Men work hard. Even if you a dude, you know, say you ain't got no kids or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You rent a room or something like that. You're going to go out and work the overtime. You're going to go out and work a second or third job. You're going to save up your bread. You're going to go out. So it's easy and it's quicker. You know, a lot of dudes might fear, well, it's quick. Let me go ahead, you know, leave with this little money. You know what I mean? Put on the fake AP and whatever, and try to get one. Men don't mind working and spending their money on that type stuff. I mean, like you said, look at OnlyFans, you know what I mean? Look at the porn industry, look at strip clubs, right? There's a place here called Scores. Shout out to Scores, Gentlemen's Club here in Tampa. They have the best steak that I've had in Tampa. I'm not going to lie. They have what they call lamb pops. I've never had that. I'm not a big lamb guy, but everyone in town knows about the food at Scores. I'll go in there and eat, you know what I mean, every other weekend or so. And I'll go in there on a Friday, a payday Friday. Man, that place is packed. This dude's in there just throwing money left and right. And you know these guys ain't got it. But they work that extra job or whatever. You know what I mean? They throwing it. And, you know, the women are getting, I ain't mad at them. You know what I mean? These women are getting upwards of $10,000 a week. 10 grand a week. I ain't gonna be mad at that. How can I be? And these men, they walk out of there happy. So it is what it is. So yeah. And then number 5, why do guys simp? They want Foxy Brown. They want to smash. End of the day, that's why they are doing it. That's why. They want to hit. Period. And they are willing to try anything to get their foot in the door. I was talking to a friend, female friend, not long ago. She was telling me about this guy who was a buddy. I mean, she's like, no, he's a buddy, but I don't understand why he's calling me so much. He's doing this, he's doing that. You know, he's offering to help. I'm like, hold on, wait. What do you mean you don't understand why he's doing all these things? Well, I mean, we're friends, but I mean, we haven't known each other that long. I don't know. Like, I know he's a good friend. I'm like, girl, he's trying to smash. Cut it out. He wants a relationship. Stop it. No. I'm like, and she went on to explain what was going on. I'm like, explain to me what happened over the past 72 hours. And she told me da. And I'm like, did you hear what you just said? And this is a very intelligent woman. And again, once I was able to take those, I was like, give me those blue pill glasses and put these on. Put these on. Right? And once I did that, she was like, oh, he trying to get at me. Uh-huh. He sure is. Is it working? He was like, no, it ain't working. It ain't working at all. But he's trying to get at you. I ain't mad at him. That's his game. Men, not just most men, right? There are exceptions to the rule, but most men will do anything to get that access. They will flank you, women, every chance they get. They will flank you. They will attack from the rear in more ways than one. They will do what they need to do to get you. If they can breach your defenses, that is what they're going to do. If that means they got to come in and act like a mentor, they got to come in and act like, your biggest supporter, right? They got to come in and just shower you with praise. They'll do it. They'll do it all day long. They'll do it. Waiting on that moment. They're waiting on that one moment when they can get you somewhere. It blew her mind. She had to stop talking to me. She was like, no, don't tell me this. I'm like, man, you better leave these red pill glasses on for a little bit and figure out what's going on. Ladies, that's how the world works. That's how men get down. All the guys ain't going to come at you. I come at women, I'm up front 100%. This is what I want to do. This is what it is. You ain't got to think about it. This is what I want to do. All right? Bet. Period. That's how I get down. But most dudes ain't gonna do that, right? And like I was telling a friend of mine today, I say no more than I say yes. But again, I'm coming from a different place. My experience is different. So women don't expect men to be like that. You know, you might deal with a couple dudes who was like being 100 with you. Don't expect don't expect the average guy to be like that. The average guy is just trying to get that Foxy Brown. He gonna simp. He gonna be thirsty as hell. You feel me? So those are the 5 reasons I think guys are doing the whole simping thing. And I think the biggest drawback for women when guys do this, and this is why I think women should not accept the money and the attention and the simping from guys that they're not interested in. I think you should stop doing it. And if enough of y'all stop doing it, guys will stop using it as a technique. Dudes are using these techniques because they work. This simping thing is working on some level. It works a little bit, at least in their mind, because they get to talk, they get access, they getting phone numbers, they get to call this, that, and the third. But once they realize it doesn't work and it happens too many times, what happens? What always happens? They will become red pill or worse. You dig? I'm going to say that one more time. These guys will become red pilled or worse. Right? And there's a lot of y'all out there My people on the blue pill side of the world, like, what's worse than red pill? Trust me, there is worse. There is worse. It gets bad. And why? Because they're butthurt. They done got butthurt one too many times. They done got crushed one too many times by a woman who had zero interest in them. And then they wound up on our side of the internet, right? They start seeing stuff. So what, you know what I mean? Like, and they'll be like, what do they see? Well, here's something that they see right away. The Book of Numbers. Shout out to Aaron Clary. The Book of Numbers. Any red pill dude worth his salt has read that book. They've read Bachelor Pad Economics. They've read Rollo Tomasi's Irrational Male. They've read Unplugged Alpha. Shout out to Rich Cooper. They've read these books. It's all in my library, right? And that book right there talks about the numbers, the money spent pursuing women by the average guy in America, probably in the West, but certainly in America, right? And this is what happens, ladies. They get red pill or worse. Miss AK lady, yeah, a lot of guys will try to hang out in that friend spot and wait. They will wait decades. They will wait decades for that moment. And trust me, if that moment comes, they all up in you. They all up. They will not hesitate. Here's the thing. That moment of weakness comes with that woman or whatever. She confides in that man. She done had a couple, they drinking on wine or whatever. She done got close to him. She started, he kisses on her neck or whatever. They do the deed. It's not like that guy who's been waiting that long is just going to up and leave. He might. There's some dudes who like they've invested so much that like, I just want to smash because I done wasted all these years. I just want to smash. But a lot of those guys, if they get that opportunity, they really want the relationship. They'll want to be with that woman. And then that woman her heart will mend. And then she'll realize that she already knows she ain't really into this guy. She just smashed him just because, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Probably blame what Jamie Foxx say, blame it on the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So once that happens, she's going to go find who she really wants, right? It's off to find another alpha. You know what I mean? And here's the beta. Here's this beta guy who's faithfully waiting. He's the guy who's not going to cheat. He's the guy who's not going to exercise options. He's the guy that's going to pedestalize her. He's the guy that's going to get up, right, and go buy her flowers and go buy her candies and, pay for her and her friends to go on a girls' trip to Tampa where they bump into Uncle Saint at the rooftop bar. Guess what Uncle Saint's going to do to your girl? But trust me, I won't say anything. I'm a gentleman. But that will happen. And when she gets done smashing who she wants to smash, she'll come back home to that beta, right? And it's just a matter of time before she finds the alpha dude that she wants. And she's going to leave that beta, more than likely. And if she doesn't leave them, they're going to wind up being one of those couples who have sex with, others, just like the situationships or the poly or whatever it is. He'll become the Will Smith, right? He'll become that. And still probably be happy with it because he kind of gets access every now and then, maybe get some sex every other month or something like that from the women. But he's getting it every other month, but he's filming her smashing dudes every other night. I've seen it, y'all. It ain't pretty. Wonderful 34. Simping for the Gus is just some price for PF business for some. Yeah. Simping for the Gus is just the price. You know what? It is. It's. I've heard those arguments that you're paying for it one way or the other. I've heard those arguments. I've had those conversations. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, depending on how you look at it, there's a lot there. Needs washes, black pill is a trip. Yes, it is. Black pill is, and it's a thing. It is a thing. And those guys were faithful betas that got their heart broken one too many times, and now they hardcore black pill. Hardcore black pill. You know what I mean? Wonderful 34. Simping for the Gus is just some price to pay for doing business for some. Yep. Miss AK lady. Is faithfulness a part of simping behavior now? Geez, This is why I stay in the house. um, is faithfulness part of simping? No. This is just my opinion. No, there's nothing wrong with being faithful to your woman if y'all have the understanding, if y'all, you know what I mean, y'all have established your parameters, everything is what it is. The problem is there are guys who are faithful to their woman and that woman is out there putting in work, right? That woman is out there exercising her options. That woman is gladly taking the financial support from the beta while all the while going out there getting on a boat, getting on a yacht with Chris Brown, riding around in freshest Lamborghini. You know what I mean? Getting flued out. That's what we're talking about. When a guy lets that happen, he's on some level aware of that happening. That's the simp part. That's the simp part. Now we're talking about just two people who they have an understanding, they're doing their thing. That's a relationship. And that is ultimately the goal, right? Because we all agree we are better together than we are apart. That is the ultimate goal. But I got to be 100 with you, Miss AK Lady. Hypergamy is a thing. Hypergamy is a thing. I've seen it in action, right? So it's tough. But the answer to your question, like, no, that's not simping. That's not simping. Just because your guy's faithful and he chooses not to exercise his options, if he's a top tier dude, he chooses not to exercise his options, that's cool. And if he chooses to exercise his options, but he's still faithful to you, faithfulness to men means something different than women. We'll get into that at a later date, because that would be in fact, I would probably maybe even invite you to be on the show for that one. If not, maybe I get some other women whose opinions that I trust that could have this conversation without going crazy. But the way a man shows his devotion to his woman is different than the way a woman shows her devotion to a man. It's not the same. And I'm sure you've heard that before, but I mean, there's reasons behind it and all that, but we'll get into that. Yeah, like simping ain't easy. You know it. Simping ain't easy, brother. It is what it is. So the reason I showed y'all the book of Numbers, and it's a fascinating book for anyone who hasn't read it, men and women. I think you guys should give that a read. It is fascinating. Aaron Clary is a numbers guy. He's a numbers guy. He's gone out and he's compiled the numbers, and he's put together this book to just kind of give you a glimpse into the financial aspect of pursuing women, right? And I'm just gonna leave you with one passage, not even a passage, but some of the numbers that blew my mind. The amount of money that the average 18 to 30-year-old male spends chasing women, like from the ages of 18 to 30, the amount of money you wind up spending per year is around $67,000. I'm sorry, for that time span, $67,900. That's a lot of money. $67,900 that men spend chasing women. And I don't think he looked at the whole simping culture, so that number could probably get tripled. The kind of money dudes are spending, and you get pretty much a zero return on investment, right? And again, those numbers jumped out, but when you read the book, he really does a good job tying it together, and he talks about marriage, he talks about divorce, he talks about all these different things, and the numbers are staggering when you look at those numbers. And you know what? I apologize to you guys for not, giving you page and verse and reading it straight from the book. I didn't want to do it like that this time, but I just thought that almost $68,000. What would you do with $68,000 right now? Imagine if you had taken that money and invested it, just 20,000 of it, into Bitcoin and Ethereum back in 2017. You'd be a millionaire. You'd be a millionaire right now off that one investment. 67,000, you could probably get yourself into a couple of properties depending on where your credit is. You could probably get yourself into 2 properties, right? Maybe 2 multifamilies, like have 6 doors and still have some money left over. That's a lot of money. And I mean, just men, women, think about it. Think about how many times, men, you've gone out and paid for dinner, like a nice dinner. How many times? How many times you've gone out to pay for dinner, movies, drinks, right? So you're looking at today, let's say you go to dinner, you go to a chain restaurant. Let's say you go to a Cheesecake Factory, right? You're gonna come out of Cheesecake Factory. You're probably gonna spend what, $30 per entree. That's $60 right there. You might share a cheesecake. Let's say that's another $10, $70. Drinks, you're probably gonna spend $30 each. $130? Dinner. Then you go, maybe you went to a movie beforehand, right? How much are movies these days? Like, what 20, not even $20, maybe $15 to $20 a ticket if you go to the big one, you know what I mean, with the surround vision or whatever the hell that is. Right? So let's call it $20 a ticket, another $40 on top of that. Right? Then you go drinks after. So you're looking at, just on one date, you can be anywhere between $300 and $500 on one date, depending on, you know, how big you want to go or how small you want to go. One date. Right? And the average dude is not, we've already established, the average guy is not getting the Foxy Brown like that. So you ain't even gonna smash. So let's call it, to make the math easy, it's $200. You're gonna spend $200 a date on women. Right? If you date 3 women a week, $600 a week. $600 a week. Right? $2,400 a month. And what are you getting on that investment? Maybe, if you're lucky, according to the numbers, maybe you smash twice. Maybe. So yeah, food for thought, people. Just get out of thought. I'm done talking about simping for today. That's it. I'm definitely going to check out Suzette Speaks show. She's talking about, today she's going to be talking about men who are victims of domestic violence. I wasn't going to watch it, but you know what? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it and see what's up. I might even jump on the panel if it's fire like that. We'll see. As a dude, again, as an old dude, if you come to me as a guy, you're like, my girlfriend beat me up, man, I'll probably laugh at you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'll probably laugh at you. But I don't know. I want to see what they're talking about over there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna support Suzette because she supports me. You know what I mean? And then later on, I'll be watching Fresh and Fit. I'll probably watch a little bit of the late night, depending on who they have on there. Sometimes it's hard. I mean, if I had hair, it would definitely have fallen out by now, listening to the late nights over at Fresh and Fit. But it's good to watch that, fellas. I send that stuff to my friends who are out there simping. Like, you simping for these chicks. They laughing at you, bro. They laughing at you. And yeah, Miss AK is gonna be over there too. I'll see you there. So listen, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for helping me grow this brand new channel. You know what I'm saying? We're coming up on 360 subs. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Give it a like, give it a share if you are so inclined. Tell your people to come over and check us out, man, because I need 1,000 subs. I'm just gonna put it to you 100. I need 1,000 subs, right? And I need a bunch of watch hours, but I'll take the 1,000 subs up front. And we working on it. 1K on the way. Thanks to everybody who was in here tonight. Miss AK Lady Needs Watches. Big Mike, what's up? Thanks for you. Wonderful 34. Ian was in here. Thank y'all so much for coming in and rocking with me, man. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later.